Welcome to Smell of Page. The Treasure Box, written by Sarojini Sinha. Chapter 4. By now, news of Sepoys' revolt in Meerut had spread to Delhi. Here too, the people turned against the foreigners. The British men and women and children fled for shelters to the Flagstaff Tower on the ridge, a line of rocky ground to the north of the city. They huddled together in an upstairs room, sweltering in the terrible heat and waiting for troop reinforcement from Meerut. The Sepoys could have stormed the tower. If they had, the British would have had no alternative but to surrender. But for whatever reason, the opportunity was lost, and the Union Jack continued to flutter over the British bastion. Abdul Aziz Khan shook his head in utter frustration. "If only we had the right man to lead us," he muttered. "We could have driven the French out of Delhi once and for all." Govind nodded sullenly as he rode behind him. After leaving the tower, the two of them entered the city through Kashmiri Gate. Here they joined a large number of Sepoys who had surrounded a powder magazine. The British soldiers inside heard the scraping of ladders against the wall and guessed what was happening. They fired a 6-pounder from a cannon mounted at the magazine. Many Sepoys were killed and many more wounded. Govind and Abdul were halfway, but a ladder when the cannon went off. The boy was violently thrown to the ground and was in danger of being trampled to death. He tried to get up but could not. Then someone pulled him. Though dazed, he noticed it was Abdul. "I hope you aren't hurt, Govind?" he inquired anxiously. Govind was too shaken to reply but gasped, "We must put the ladder back." "You are a brave lad. If there were more like you, we would have defeated the French long ago." The ladders were back in position. Even as Abdul was scrambling up one of them, the cannon roared again and the earth trembled as if an earthquake. More than 400 of the besiegers lay dead. Govind searched frantically for his friend and found him lying near the wall. Abdul was wounded in the chest and was bleeding. He lay still but was breathing, and Govind murmured a little prayer of thanks. With the help of a man standing by, the boy carried his friend to the shade of a tree. He tore his shirt and bandaged the wounds. Then he fanned Abdul and feigned for him and waited for him to recover. Towards sunset, the man opened his eyes. "Water," he whispered weakly. "Thank God you are alive," said Govind. "I will get water for you." He ran to a house nearby and knocked. A woman opened the door. She frightened off the stranger and would have banged the door shut. But Govind put his foot in. "Let me in," he urged. "There are looters everywhere." He said the words. "How do I know you are in one of them?" "Give me a little water, please," Govind pleaded. She went in and got some water in an earthen pot. "God bless you," said the boy, and hurried off to Abdul with the pot. He drank greedily. "Help me to my horse," said Abdul. "With your support, I shall be able to ride home." The two got on their horses. The boy put his arm round his friend and they rode slowly to Abdul's house. His family was overjoyed to see him. His father, Arshad Khan, thanked Govind profusely. Abdul's wounds were washed and cleaned, and he was put to bed with a dose of opium to make him sleep. Govind was too tired to go home. After a hurried meal, he fell asleep. In the morning, he heard the British had fled the ridge to safer places like Meerut, Karnal, and Ambala. Old Arshad Khan shook his head and said they shouldn't have been allowed to escape. They will come back and fight. Abdul was still very ill and weak. Arshad Khan sent for his Hakim, but was told he had left Delhi, so had several others. Govind thought of the herbs his father used to cure cuts, bruises, and wounds. These grew in the smaller courtyard in his house, and he had often picked them to make poultices and ointments. "Don't worry," he told Ashad Khan. "I shall go home and get medicines which will cure your son." Ashad Khan smiled. "You mean well, Govind, but you are only a boy. What do you know of medicines?" "I'm Govind Prasad, sir, son of the famous Vaidya Ayodhya Prasad. I help my father to make medicines, and I know exactly what will cure Abdul. I will also request my father to treat him and make him well again." Ashad Khan was impressed. "Go and get the medicine, Govind. I shall be obliged if you could persuade your father to come." Govind walked home. Bola met him near the gate and said, "Oh Bhaiya, it's good you are back home. Your father left for Aligarh 3 days ago to attend a wedding and hasn't yet returned. Your mother is very worried." All right, he muttered Govind. "Bola, now you pluck some neem leaves and a little amarbal. I want 2 or 3 other herbs as well." "What for, Bhaiya?" Bola asked, but Govind was in a hurry and ran upstairs without replying. He opened the room where his father kept his medicines and took out what he needed. He was busy grinding them and did not notice Rukmini come in. "What are you doing here, Govind?" she asked in astonishment. "You returned home after a fortnight and before seeing any of us you come into this room and start making medicines." "I'm sorry, Amma," Govind replied. "My friend is seriously ill and I'm mixing medicines for him. Your Baba went to attend a wedding at Aligarh and hasn't returned, Govind. Now there are these disturbances and I'm worried sick." "He will come back, Amma. Don't worry." To distract her attention, Govind told her how he had ridden down from Meerut at night. "You came to Delhi yesterday morning and didn't come home," she cried. "Where did you spend the day and the night?" He gave her an account of his adventure and how his friend was wounded near Kashmiri Gate. Rukmini frowned. "You are just like your father, Govind. You shouldn't have gone to Kashmiri Gate. Supposing you were hurt or even killed?" Bola came in with the herbs and Rukmini asked, "What are these for, Bola?" Govind answered for him. Rukmini was aghast. "Govind, don't have anything to do with these shipboys. You will get into trouble. Don't you want our country to be free?" "I want you to keep out of trouble," Rukmini said. "You shouldn't get mixed up in these disturbances, and neither should your Baba. He should be at home looking after his family." Not wanting to get into an argument, Govind pleaded, "Amma, please, let me go to my friend's house," and gave him these medicines. Rukmini agreed reluctantly on the condition that he would return quickly.